up, guys? I am so excited to share with you this evening. Now, if you're watching this video, chances are I had a little bit of technical difficulties, so we had to go to plan B. But I planned ahead, and I knew that I wanted to talk to you guys about a little something called the flexibility that this business can bring to you. Because right now, while I was hoping that I was going to be able to come to you live from the hockey rink while my daughter's at practice, internet wasn't working, which is why I figured this was kind of going to be the case because it's happened to me before. So I went ahead and recorded this for you guys in advance. But as I sat down and thought about what a gift it is to have a business that allows me to still show up and share with you guys while also being where I need to be for my kids, I thought, what better thing to illustrate that than just giving a real life example in the real time? So there we have it. I didn't even say my name at the beginning, did I? I'm not sure. Anyways, my name is Maegan Blinka. I have been a BODi partner now for 9.5 years, which is crazy because if you think about it, that is almost a decade of my life that I have been paying forward a gift that was given to me so many years ago that I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I wanted to share this with other women. So a little backstory. I started out in public accounting out of college. So I am not, I don't have a social media background. I didn't know a thing about network marketing. I didn't even know when I joined that this was a network marketing company. All I knew was that I left the corporate world because I wanted to be a more present mama. At the time, I had only had one little miss, but during her first 2 years, I missed, quite frankly, the majority of her waking hours because I was busy building someone else's dream. And while it was an amazing career for so many people, it didn't fit my priorities anymore. So when we got pregnant with our second child, we made a decision that I wouldn't be returning to work after he was born. And again, I'm a public accountant, CPA licensed, numbers type of girl. So I did what any numbers girl does is I sat down with a spreadsheet and I was like, these are all our expenses for the month. And we actually sold my car and my husband sold his Harley and we got rid of every non-necessary item that we could think of. I became a couponing queen, sold off literally everything that we could so that I could be home. And I was like, it's fine because I just want to be home with my babies. So that happened, right? I had my son. Now I'm home with a newborn and an almost 2-year-old. And it was so much harder than I ever thought it was going to be. Like, so much harder. And don't get me wrong, it was a gift. Like, beyond blessed that I had the opportunity, but it wasn't what I was expecting. And what I found myself, a couple months into that new role was that I didn't exactly budget appropriately. Sure, I budgeted for our monthly income and then our expenses, and I thought we were okay, but I didn't account for a birthday, somebody's birthday, like a niece or a nephew's birthday, or holidays. I had left my job in March, and the way the maternity pay and everything was, I basically continued getting pay until August of that year. So around the October-November timeframe, as we were getting ready for the holidays, I really began to see the financial strain that happened when I left that job. Like, it just finally started to hit, and I hated it. I hated the way that I felt during that holiday season, knowing that we couldn't buy much at all. Sure, my kids were little, but it wasn't about what they would or wouldn't see under the Christmas tree. It was about knowing that I couldn't provide for them the way that I wanted to provide for them. And it was a really hard year. It was a really hard year, and a couple months later, my son ended up getting really sick. And at a time when I should have been thinking, oh my gosh, like, we got to do everything we could do to get him safe, all I could think of was, I wonder what this ambulance ride is going to cost. And then this is more real life, because my dog needs out. So hold up. Just real life, mom life here with Maegan Blinka. So my son was in the hospital. He was hospitalized for several days. We took an ambulance ride there. He was really sick, and I remember thinking, how are we going to pay for these bills? Like, we didn't have the extra money for Christmas gifts, let alone unexpected hospital bills. So that was in February. And later that month, I saw a post by my old college friend about a 21-day boot camp and shared this transformation photo. And in that moment, it wasn't actually about the business at all. That came. But I saw confident women. I saw happiness. I saw joy that I lost that part of me in those, postpartum months. And I wanted to do it. And honestly, it was as my son was sitting there really sick in the hospital is whenever I had first messaged her. Like, he's in his carrier. Actually, he was in the car seat carrier, which he should have been in probably the bed, but he wasn't. And I was sitting on the floor holding his little hand while he slept with an IV in and all the things. And I remember messaging her being like, how much is it? Like, I feel like I need to do something for me. And I swiped that credit card actually believing that it wasn't going to work and I was going to get my money back. So anyone who doesn't yet know there's a full money back guarantee, I leaned in on that. And I did. I anticipated on returning the Shakeology that came in that total solution pack that you get started with. I was going to return it and get my money back. And then I was just going to have these home DVDs that I could do a little bit of fitness on my own time. What happened was, as I got plugged into that very first boot camp, and I was surrounded with all these upbeat, amazing women sharing meal plans, sharing recipes, sharing sweaty selfies, when at that time I had never turned that camera around and taken a picture of myself. I started to see a shift in my own confidence and my own habits and the way I started showing up. And long story short, I went from somebody who purchased a total solution pack, totally anticipating that I was going to return it to get my money back because the shakes were going to be horrible and I wanted the money back because I couldn't afford it anyways, right? To asking, how can I get this cheaper because I've never felt better in my life. I had never felt better from a digestive system standpoint, from the way the Shakeology was helping and these meal plans were helping me make better choices, from the 30 minutes that I was giving to myself of movement every single day in the community of people that I began surrounding myself with that were motivating and inspiring me who didn't even know me. I signed up first as a BODi partner knowing that I would save 25% on my Shakeology. And I was like, well, that's cool. Like, every little bit helps. I still don't know how I'm going to afford the first one, but I don't want to stop, so a discount's going to be helpful. And then my coach had shared with me that if I got 3 friends or family members to join with me in our next virtual challenge group, that would actually cover the cost of my shakes each month. And I was like, oh, like 3 people? Like, I am so grateful for this opportunity from a fitness standpoint, as a wellness standpoint, as a all around, just I'm feeling better as a mom. And I wanted to share it with other people. And I was like, oh, well, I can help 3 people, sure. Well, that very first month, I didn't just help 3. I helped like 12. No, I helped like 7. I'm trying to think of what my points were. But what happened was I started to get a paycheck, and then I got a bigger paycheck. And then I as a numbers person, I extrapolated that, and I'm like, well, holy cow. If I help 3 people and it covers my shakes, if I double that and help 6 people, I can take that money and put it towards our groceries. And then if I help 3 more people, I can take that money and put it here. And I started to realize that this business was directly tied to the number of people I could help each month. And the more people I helped, the more income I could make. And I was feeling better than ever. So who wouldn't want a piece of what I have? Sign me up. I went running with this business in that March 2014. And here we are 9.5 years later, and I have not slowed down. Because to this day, while I show up and I share every single day, to this day, I am very confident that there are tons, hundreds, thousands of people that I've come across on social media in real life that need this. And I can't help them all, but what I can do is I can help one who might have the ability to help one more, who might see the ability that they could help one more. And that is how this business works. We get to share health and wellness. We get to sell health and happiness. We get to take something that greatly impacts our own mental and physical health and pay that gift forward. And in the meantime, that is a business that is rewarded financially. So I share all that with you because I know that there are people out there who think, but I couldn't do what she does. Or maybe you don't have a big weight loss transformation story and you think, well, I don't know, like, are people gonna come join me? I wanna let you know that I am actually 10 to 15, to give or take, pounds heavier now than when I started. My transformation wasn't as much about how many pounds did I lose, it's what did I gain. I gained a community, I gained healthy habits, I gained a lifestyle that I became proud to share with my family and my friends. And while I would love to say to you that I love fitness so much, and I would get up and I would work out every single day, even if it wasn't part of my job, I don't know that I would. Knowing that people expect me to show up, knowing that this is part of my job description, knowing that as my job, I am required to work on my own best self every day. I'm not perfect. I take days off. I fail all the time. but I keep moving forward because it's part of my job. And I genuinely believe that that piece of accountability is worth its weight in gold. So if you've been sitting there thinking, I don't know if I can, understand that yes, you can. And your journey you might have something similar in my story that I shared that you are nodding your head at, and you're thinking, oh, I hear you, I feel the same, I can relate to you. But your story is uniquely yours. And that is why this is such a powerful business, because you get to relate and share and connect with other women who I would never come across, but you get to connect with those women and inspire them by sharing your journey when you say yes to becoming a BODi partner on our team. I hope you enjoy the information that you're hearing from Melissa and Rachel, and I hope that you ask any questions that you have. I too once sat there thinking, could I do what she does? Could I be healthy and a fit mama just like her? And then one day I said, why not me? Because I promise you there's no special training that any of us have. There's no special skills that we have that you don't either already have or can't learn. And that's what makes this such an incredible business opportunity. I'm grateful for the time to share with you tonight. Again, I apologize for the technical difficulties, but I look forward to hearing back from you. And whatever takeaways you have and questions you have, send them our way. Happy to chat more.